Give us any reason at all you can come up with to not just rip up our Tennessee Super Bowl tickets and buy the dip to plus 2,000.
Okay, first of all, Pierce has probably never texted you in his life. But as far as the Texans go, yeah, let's talk about them for a little bit. I mean, or the Titans, actually, excuse me. We don't really need to talk about the Texans much. Great win, by the way. Great job. But the Titans are in an interesting spot. I mean, we knew that this was going to happen eventually with the Titans. They beat these teams. They beat the Saints without Derrick Henry. They beat the Rams when nobody even gave them any shot in that game. But you knew that this team would eventually throw in a stinker. And they did it earlier in the season, even when they had Derrick Henry against the Jets. This is the kind of team the Titans are. They will play down to their opponents every now and again. But as we've seen from time and time throughout the last 3 years, they also step their game up against stiff competition, especially when they're undervalued. Yeah, I think you should think about the Titans here. This is still a team who has a shot at getting Derrick Henry back late in the year. A.J. Brown isn't going to be out forever. Their defense has played a little bit better of late. It's not like they allowed 40 points to the Texans or something. The Texans got up early, ran the ball a little bit, and the Titans offense couldn't respond. The bigger issue is this like the end of the Titans offense, and can they not figure out how to move the ball a little bit? I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they'll be able to do enough. Again, this AFC is wide open. I like going to the Texans to win the conference at plus 800. That's been my kind of go-to bet. And now that they've dipped again, I think they're still a good bet.
Reid, I think Geoff hit on this, obviously, that, if we're talking about a team that is, at full strength, has its best players, has Derrick Henry, and they're still sliding to teams like the Texans, that's one story. But when they're so clearly undermanned, you have to figure they're going to get right eventually, right?
Yeah, and that's when you look at some of these features when it's, MVPs, when it's Super Bowl, you try and buy these teams when the sentiment, right, the emotion of it is at its all-time low, and that's what Tennessee is right now. And Houston, I don't think this was a huge surprise. Like Geoff mentioned, you play at your zenith, your apex, you're going to fall, and you're going to fall hard, and especially when you throw 4 interceptions when you're Ryan Tannehill and you fumble it twice, you get the ball back, but you fumble it twice, that's not going to cut it. The one thing that worries me, though, with Tennessee, their schedule actually is not bad when you talk about playing up to their competition. They got New England, they got the 49ers, they play Houston, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, and Miami. So that kind of scares you if they play down to their competition, but obviously you want to see them beat New England. It's that the fact that the running game is really non-existent. Dontrell Hilliard is an undrafted free agent in his 4th year. He's 5'11", 205 pounds, whatever it is, and he's getting the bulk of the carries. It feels weird saying this, but you need to feature Adrian Peterson because that's the style of running that they need to do. And most of his passes, Ryan Tannehill last week, were within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. That's why defenses like Houston can just have their linebackers and their safeties play up, pick them off, and then play defensively. So, with the Tennessee Titans, they need to get healthy, and they need to do it quickly because the AFC is wide open, especially when you look at a team like the Colts who are at plus 4,000 to win the Super Bowl.